The past few days have been chilly with snow showers coming and going, but today something felt different. There was a peace in the air, a stillness that invited slowness and warmth. The morning light seeped through the curtains, casting a gentle glow across the walls. As I stirred awake, a profound silence greeted me. No chirping birds, no distant hum of the world outside, just an unbroken stillness. Intrigued, I pushed aside the curtains, and my breath caught at the sight before me. Overnight, the world had been draped in a pristine blanket of snow. Delicate flakes drifted lazily from the sky, settling softly on rooftops and tree branches, transforming everything into a serene winter wonderland. I stepped closer to the window, pressing my palm against the cold glass, savoring the contrast between the warmth inside and the crisp winter morning outside. Embracing the cozy mood of the day, I made my way to the kitchen and prepared a comforting breakfast, steaming chai and a plate of upma. Soon the air was filled with their inviting aroma, wrapping the space in warmth. With each slow sip of chai, I watched the snowflakes drift gracefully to the ground, each one a tiny dancer in the quiet winter symphony. Today was a day to stay in, a day for simple pleasures and quiet comforts. Feeling a sense of nostalgia, I decided to make something special: carrot halwa and ragi malt. The earthy aroma of grated carrots melting into ghee and cardamom filled the kitchen, wrapping the space in a cozy embrace. On another burner, the ragi malt simmered, thick and smooth, promising warmth and nourishment. As the halwa and malt slowly cooked, I turned my attention to smaller tasks. I refilled the tea and sugar jars, their familiar clinks against the counter adding a sense of rhythm to the day. Then I moved to my indoor plants, silent companions that had weathered the cold with me. Carefully, I misted their leaves, watching tiny droplets form and glisten in the faint light. One by one, I placed them back in their designated spots, a quiet satisfaction settling in my chest. When lunchtime arrived, I set the table with a comforting spread: steaming dal, fluffy rice, a fragrant taro root sabzi, crisp cucumber slices, and the highlight of the meal, the carrot halwa. The first spoonful of the halwa melted on my tongue, its warmth seeping into me like a gentle hug. As the afternoon stretched on, an unexpected shift occurred. The heavy clouds parted just enough to let the sun peek through, casting golden rays upon the snow-covered ground. I stood by the window once more, watching the delicate balance of the warmth and cold. It was as if the world had gifted me a moment of contrast: morning snow and afternoon sunlight. A quiet reminder that even the coldest days hold warmth in their own way. By evening, the house had settled into a serene hush. The sun's warmth had melted much of the snow, leaving behind glistening traces of winter. Inside, the air was rich with the lingering aromas of simmered spices and sweet indulgences. I poured myself a final cup of ragi malt, its soothing warmth seeping into my hands as I curled upon the couch, savoring the quiet comfort of the moment. It had been a simple day, but in its simplicity lay a deep, unspoken joy. As I closed my eyes, feeling the warmth settle within me, I knew some days aren't meant to be rushed. Days like this serve as gentle reminders to slow down, to surrender to the rhythm of something greater than ourselves. At times, we must simply let go and allow life to unfold in its own time. After all, nature has its own way of speaking to us through snowfall, stillness, the rustling of leaves, and the quiet whispers of wind. And in that moment, I felt deeply grateful for the pause, for the simplicity, and for the peace. It was as if the entire day had conspired to offer me this rare gift, a chance to truly breathe, to slow down, and to connect to the quiet rhythms of the world around me. The rush of the life with its demands and distractions had been momentarily forgotten, replaced by a gentle sense of stillness that wrapped itself around me like a soft, comforting blanket. In the midst of that stillness, I found beauty in the simplest things: the warmth of my cup in my hands, the soft hum of the house, the fleeting light that had danced across the snow, and the way the world outside had momentarily stopped in its tracks. It was a reminder that peace isn't always something you seek. Sometimes it's a space you stumble upon when you are simply present. The simplicity of the day, with its quiet tasks and small, comforting joys, felt profound. There was no need for anything extraordinary, no big events, no grand gestures. Just the simple act of being, of appreciating the moment, brought a deep sense of contentment. And with that peace came a soft sense of gratitude. I was grateful for the time to slow down, to be still, and to let the world in its own way remind me of the importance of pausing, of not always rushing to the next task, the next goal, the next step. Sometimes just being present in the moment is enough to feel truly whole. In the stillness, I realize how precious it is to embrace simplicity and allow life to unfold quietly and gently around me.